Kids today would call it dangerous. In the 70s, it was normal. You left home for hours, just a bike, and the promise to be back before dark. No phone, no GPS, no way to check in. You disappeared, and no one panicked because that was the system. You got lost, you figured it out. Something went wrong, you handled it. No instant help, no constant guidance, just decisions and consequences. And that did something powerful to your brain. It wired you differently. While others were being told what to do, you were learning how to think. While others waited for help, you became the help. That's where it started. That quiet voice in your head, not loud, not emotional, just steady. I'll figure it out. And the strange part is that voice never left. Even now, when things feel uncertain, when everything gets overwhelming, it's still there. Because you weren't just raised with freedom, you were trained in self-reliance. The burden of the strong friend. If you're the one everyone counts on, you aren't just giving advice, you are co-regulating their nervous systems. When they panic, you steady them. When they overthink, you ground them. But regulating others takes real biological energy. Your body is constantly monitoring and adjusting to their emotional shifts, which is why you leave simple conversations feeling completely drained. This often leads to a fawn response, where you stay composed and fine just to avoid conflict or further burdening the system. You become a lighthouse for others because you understand the darkness. But the cost is a strange kind of loneliness where you are deeply involved in everyone's life, yet your own needs remain completely unseen. The airport brain and the trauma loop. Why does a small criticism sometimes ruin your entire day? To understand this, imagine your brain as an airport. The prefrontal cortex is the control tower, making rational decisions. The amygdala is the airport security, scanning for danger. When you've been through too much, your security team goes into overdrive, screaming danger at harmless things like a slammed door or a certain tone of voice. Simultaneously, the hippocampus, the baggage claim where memories are processed, actually shrinks, making it hard to file the past away. You get stuck in a trauma loop where your body replays old patterns of fight, flight, or freeze even when you are perfectly safe. This isn't a character flaw, it's your brain's survival system stuck in emergency power mode. Why we prefer animals and solitude. Have you noticed that your mask only drops when you're with a pet? Every human interaction is a puzzle of interpretation, tracking tones, facial expressions, and hidden meanings. It's exhausting. Animals, however, offer unconditional positive regard. They don't care about your bodies, your body mass index, or your career failures. They let you exist without needing to prove you deserve to exist. For a nervous system overwhelmed by human complexity, this simplicity is healing. Choosing animals or solitude isn't about hating people. It's about finding a safe harbor where love doesn't demand a performance. The paradox of healing. The hardest part about healing is that it often feels like you're getting worse. Healing is not linear. It is often 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You might start setting boundaries, which feels like being mean at first, but it's actually the early signs of recovery. You begin to allow yourself to rest without guilt, realizing that rest is a necessity, not a reward. Most importantly, you begin to separate yourself from your actions. You are not a failure. You are a person who experienced the failure. Your pain becomes a chapter in your story, but it no longer defines your entire identity. The bridge generation and natural confidence. Those who grew up in the 1960s and 70s carry a unique psychology. Raised with almost no supervision, they developed an inner voice that says, "I'll figure it out," because in their world, the help was you. This generation acts as a bridge between the raw analog world and our current hyper-connected digital reality. While younger generations are often overstimulated and mentally drained by constant notifications, those from the 70s learned resilience by being tested, not taught. However, this survival mindset can also lead to hyper-independence, a fear of relying on anyone because they learned early that people can disappear. Let's pause for a second. How are you really doing? Are you thriving or are you in survival mode, functioning and showing up, but at a massive internal cost? Comment one word below that describes your current emotional baseline. Taking a moment to name it to tame it is the first step in signaling safety to your brain. Conclusion: building a gentler life. If you've been through too much, it makes sense that you are watchful, careful, and tired, but adaptation is not destiny. You can learn to build a life that feels gentler than the one that shaped you. Forgiving yourself isn't about condoning the past. It's about releasing yourself from its emotional grip so you can finally thrive. You don't have to earn rest by breaking, and you don't have to keep proving how strong you are. You are part of a vast, imperfect tapestry of humanity, and your journey makes you unique, compassionate, and wise. If this video made you feel seen, consider subscribing. We're here to make the journey of being human a little less confusing. Take care of your mind.